Hey y'all, I'm Robin Barnes, the New Orleans Songbird, and we are here for the making of Super Bowl 59 at the beautiful Superdome. This will be the 11th Super Bowl in New Orleans. New Orleans is known for its vibrant culture, rich history, and amazing music, if I do say so myself. In this series, we're going to show you how the Super Bowl comes to life. Throw me something, mister, because this episode is all about the Super Bowl Host Committee Parade. First, we talked to Barry Kern, President and CEO of Mardi Gras World, in the den where his team has built the floats for the parade, and he tells us how this all came together. Then, we'll hear from the king of the Super Bowl Host Committee Parade, Todd Graves, about the honor of representing his homegrown business roots to the world. Let's get rolling. Hey y'all, I'm Robin Barnes, and we are here with Barry Kern, the president and CEO of Kern Studios and Mardi Gras World. Wow, Barry, thank you so much for having us here in this magical place.
I'm glad you guys are here.
So Barry, tell me, this is the first Super Bowl Host Committee Parade. What is this?
Well, let's say we have had some experience with Super Bowl parades and NFL kickoff parades. When the Saints won the Super Bowl, we did an incredible parade where all the different crews of Carnival that worked with us came together. We put an incredible parade on the streets. That was a celebration that no one had ever seen for Super Bowl celebrations. The NFL took note of that, and then right after that, after the win, we hosted NFL Kickoff, which is the first game of the year. And at that kickoff game, we did a parade and a concert. They normally do a concert, which was a huge success. But that parade, in fact, you know who was the entertainment?
Who?
Back then, when we won?
No, who?
An unknown or relatively unknown person, Taylor Swift.
What?
Yes, she was the entertainment for the NFL kickoff after the Saints won. This up and coming artist, yeah. She and Dave Matthews were the entertainment. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So these are such amazing creations that y'all put together and bring to life. What goes into it? How many hours? How many people?
So first of all, this process, first of all, it doesn't just obviously happen. We've been doing it for a long time here. I'm the third generation. My sons, Patrick and Fitz, are the fourth generation doing this. I mean, we are constantly, we're working on Mardi Gras for 2026 and 2027. We're always that far ahead on where we have to go. Because, every year, besides the floats that we do here, we're doing parades all over the country and all over the world.
I didn't know that.
Props, figures, you see some of these big giant icons that we've built for Super Bowl this year. But we do the same thing all around the country. And so this process that we've been, the football players, the things that are going to be part of our Super Bowl parade that we're doing, are assets and things that we will build some new stuff, but we had already built a whole set of football players knowing that we just need to know what uniforms that they need to be wearing for the parade, right? Other than that, we've been pushing this thing, in the background. We just finished our designs literally within the last 20 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're putting everything together, and it all comes together. But, if you're when you're in the event business, as you are kind of in the entertainment business, all of a sudden this room could be an empty block, and then all of a sudden you bring this stuff in, and it's an instant party. And that's kind of how it all happens. I mean, it's always a work in progress.
I love that. I mean, you're right. It's such vibrant and a celebration of the culture, and just feels vibrant in love. My next question would be, so with having to balance New Orleans, Mardi Gras, with the themes with Super Bowl, how do you bring those two worlds together?
Well, okay, so first of all, let's just say that the NFL has done a really good job of embracing New Orleans. So we've got the Sports Foundation here in New Orleans who basically brings us all of these incredible events. The good news is that people love to come to New Orleans. If you talk to the owners, we've hosted the owners party here in the past. You talk to the different owners of the teams, down to all the people that come and visit. People love to come to New Orleans and love to be part of this process of these events and what we do. They just love our culture and how we celebrate. That's the reason why this is our 11th Super Bowl in New Orleans, right? So all this stuff comes together And the NFL recognizes that it's the culture of New Orleans. So even though it has to be the Super Bowl, the NFL, it has to be their marks, it has to look like the NFL, it also is going to have very much of a New Orleans flavor, right? And, even if you look at the letters that were done, for the Super Bowl, all of this stuff has a New Orleans accent and a New Orleans feel. All of the local sponsors from the Sports Foundation that are part of this will be on floats that you see typically during Carnival and Mardi Gras. And then the sponsor floats, which are the NFL sponsors like Verizon, DraftKings, those type of companies, all of those guys have floats that look like their brands.
I love that. I mean, you're bringing the best of both worlds and mending it together. The only thing that y'all can do.
Well, and the thing is that we want to make sure. Listen, the importance of Super Bowl in New Orleans is that the eyes of the world will be on this city. We're going to have 5,000 to 6,000 next Tuesday night. In 6 nights from now, I'm going to have 5,000 to 6,000 media from all over the world that will be here, and those media will be telling the story of New Orleans. So we're going to basically put on a little bit of a jazz fest and a Mardi Gras celebration right here. We have all the best restaurants. We got the best musicians and music to play for them. And then we're going to have these incredible bars set up. Everybody that comes is going to have a great time.
Okay, so you have to tell me, are there any special people?
Listen, so there's a lot of special people that are going to be in town for Super Bowl. And you're going to see some of those people. Some of these A-listers are going to be not only at the parade, they're going to be on the floats. So some of these big, national brands have the people that they work with that'll be out there. So that you'll see that. But also we have Louisiana and New Orleans and Baton Rouge's own Todd Graves, who's the king of the Super Bowl parade. And Todd is always known to be hanging with a lot of those A-listers. I don't know if you've heard about his Super Bowl events that he does, but everybody hangs with Todd, so he knows a lot of people. So he is going to be on his King's float, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is really, really cool. And he's going to have a lot of really interesting people hanging out with him. I can't give you all the details, but let's just say some of the top stars in the world will be riding, both entertainment and sports related, will be riding with Todd Graves on his King's float. And Todd has really supported this as well, because he's one of the things we want to tell people is that, look, we have a good time in Louisiana, but also we do business in Louisiana, and Todd is the most successful businessman that we have from Louisiana, and literally started it on his own. He started raising canes from one little service station next to the Chimes in Baton Rouge to 800 or 900 locations, and now he's our Super Bowl king.
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
I can't wait to see who shows up.
Well, he's got some interesting folks that are going to be on that float.
Well, we can't wait to watch. And if you're watching at home, be sure to tune in with NOLA.com. So Barry, tell me, what do you want visitors and locals to be excited about and take away from this experience?
Well, look, it's what we try to do. And as the city that hosts this, the Sports Foundation, our job is to basically give people a taste of New Orleans, experience our culture, and a reason to bring these events to continue to come back to New Orleans. We're already looking at our next Super Bowl, just like we know we're already planning for our next Super Bowl right now. And so we want to leave them with, frankly, a taste that you're going to experience something in New Orleans that you can't experience anywhere else on earth. And frankly, that's what we're going to do. I mean, the last Super Bowl, we blew them away. This Super Bowl, we're going to blow them away with this parade. Is a great opportunity. But also, I think that New Orleans Super Bowl, we understand the importance of having this event in our city. It's probably the biggest sports event on earth.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about that and think about just the eyes of the world being on us, and look, it's just like after, you talk about after Katrina, you want to tell the world that we're open for business. Things are doing great, and let's have a great time in New Orleans.
And why not do it with a party and a parade? I love it.
Exactly.
So Barry, what is the route so people can understand where the parade is going to go?
So our route is, we have a great route, and we basically, this is basically what we call our tourist local route. It goes through the French Quarter. We line the floats up on Elysian Fields, right? We have incredible bands. We have LSU's coming.
Come on.
We got St. Aug.
Yes.
We got Edna Carr.
Yes.
We have some incredible, like some great bands, local high school bands and college bands are going to be with us. We've got Mardi Gras Indians. We got Baby Dolls. We have jazz, brass bands. We've got really in the floats some very, very unique throws. They're going to be a lot of fun. That'll be part of the parade. So we imagine we start at Decatur, which turns to North Peters. We go against traffic alongside of the French Market, and then back onto Decatur Street to North Peters. We cross Canal Street to onto Chapatulas. We take a right on Poydras. Poydras, we go up to St. Charles. At St. Charles, we take a left. We go past Gallier Hall. And I didn't mention, obviously, we're going to have a lot of our attention will also be with St. Louis Cathedral in the background as we go.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so that's kind of a great shot, right? That's kind of the money shot, to have St. Louis Cathedral in the background, probably the most important building, certainly in this city and in the state. And then we go past Gallier Hall, which is another beautiful shot, down St. Charles, past NOLA.com on the left. We get to St. Joseph Street, and we take a left on St. Joseph. But the parade ends at St. Joseph and St. Charles, where the bands will continue straight to Lee Circle, and the floats will turn left up St. Joseph Street. But the parade literally goes all the way to St. Charles and St. Joseph.
Okay, you guys got all that? Because I want to see each one of you out there enjoying this and catch some throws for me as well.
They're going to be unique throws. They're going to be the kind of things that you can't get during Mardi Gras. So it'll be another fun time for folks to get out.
That's a huge thing, especially for New Orleanians and visitors.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of footballs and a lot of little helmets and a lot of fun stuff that I think the kids will get a kick out of it.
Awesome. Well, Barry, thank you so much for being in your beautiful home, and being a part of this is just, you're transcending something that's just from a normal game into something that's showcasing the celebration of life, which only New Orleans knows how to do best.
And that's what we know how to do best. We're going to make this a New Orleans Super Bowl. Lombardi Gras. How about that?
Love it. Hey, y'all. We are here today with Todd Graves, restaurateur and the reigning king of the first ever Super Bowl host committee parade. Todd, how does it feel to be king?
Hey, Robin. It's feeling pretty good, I got to tell you.
So what does this mean as the reigning king? Tell us a little bit more about your role.
Well, I'm really excited about this. The Super Bowl host committees, and all these Super Bowls in all these different cities have never had a parade. And of course, our host committee being in New Orleans, and I think we post this to be our 11th Super Bowl in New Orleans, tied for the record of that. And of course, our host committee is like, you know what, we need to take this to another level, do something distinctly New Orleans. Let's have a parade, which, what better way to showcase our culture to fans that are coming in from all over the world to see the Super Bowl. And then it's going to be televised. So people will look again, watching and seeing, man, New Orleans takes it to another level, has even more fun than anybody else, and throws a parade for Super Bowl.
I mean, it's what we do best. We throw parades and we throw the parties. So what not for us to be the first ever. So Todd, tell me, what should first goers expect as far as a parade?
Well, so it's going to start at 10 o'clock this Saturday before the Super Bowl on Sunday, and it's going to roll right through the heart of the French Quarter. Kern Studios, Barry Kern and team just did some fantastic floats, and it showcases the NFL, but also showcases New Orleans. So, for example, the King float that I'm on is the Bacchus King float. I'm in the crew of Bacchus, so it's really fun to have that going. But then it's some Super Bowl host committee, logos and footballs, and so I thought that was a great way to bring together New Orleans and the Super Bowl. We're going to have marching bands. We're going to have lots of throws. We're going to have celebrities. We're going to have what is great for a parade, and this is the first one for French Quarter for Super Bowl. Like I said, it's our 11th Super Bowl hosting. This will be the first parade, so I think it's going to be great for tourists, and then also for local New Orleans. Come out and enjoy this parade. I promise you, I got more throws than I've ever thrown in any parade forever. Going to get something good.
So you hear that, everyone? Be sure to focus on Todd and say, King Todd, throw me something. Throw me something, mister. So Todd, why did you decide to say yes to be the first ever king of a Super Bowl host committee parade?
Well, I was thrilled when they asked me. I mean, what an honor. And but I was at first I was a little confused. I said, "Hey, that's a real honor. I would love to do it, but shouldn't we get somebody more famous? Like, what about Shaquille O'Neal, Drew Brees? Like, shouldn't we be doing that?" And they said, "Well, that's not a bad idea, but we're really trying to showcase that Louisiana is a great place to do business." And you've done really well here with your company, and we'd like for you to represent that part of Louisiana, and that made sense to me, and because Louisiana is a great place to do business. I started my business 1996 here. It's been 28 years. I've grown it to a multi-billion-dollar international business, and we're really just getting warmed up right now. We're going to be a top 10 restaurant company. I started here. I grew it here. I keep the same values that I've learned in this state, which is hard work, treat people well, look for the brighter side in things. Our joie de vivre, do quality food, do good service. All these things are what's at our core of Louisiana, and I've been able to grow an international business doing that. And so I'm a representative of that, and I'm a representative of all the great restaurateurs, all the entertainment people, and all the hardcore business people in the state. And my goal with being the king is I want people to think of that. I want them to say, "Oh, wow, Todd was able to grow an amazing business out of Louisiana," right? So whether you're from here, you would grow your business here in Louisiana. Whether you're from somewhere else, you say, "Hey, you know what? I want to set up a regional headquarters down in New Orleans. I want to set one up in Baton Rouge, Shreveport, where all these places to go because it fosters a great business environment." Look, I started a chicken finger only restaurant, which doesn't sound weird now, but no one thought that something like that would be something that would go. People were skeptical of that. I named it after my dog, but Louisiana embraced me, and I was able to grow a business, and that's what I want to help promote.
I think that's beautiful. I think it is telling for you to be king because you are showing that Louisiana love, the Louisiana homegrown from deciding to follow a dream and that dream coming true, and you're sharing it with the world. So of course you'd be a part of celebrating that with the Super Bowl.
Well, thank you, Robin. It's an honor to do so. I love this state, love the people, and I love our community. So anything I can do to help promote how great we are, I'm going to do it.
So Todd, all eyes are on New Orleans and Louisiana for Super Bowl 59. What do you hope fans visiting New Orleans and those watching on TV notice about New Orleans and Louisiana?
I hope that the fans that are out here, going to the parade, I hope the people that are watching on TV around the country and really around the world, that they see our culture, our love of life, our joie de vivre, our laissez-les bon temps rouler. And I want them to see that because I want them to come travel and come in for tourism, for your vacations. On top of that, and I think even more importantly, I want to get this business travel to come in. I want people to see a businessman up on this float with his business colleagues having a great time, and someone that grew a multi-billion-dollar business right out of Louisiana. I want them to say, "Hey, you know what? My next conference is going to be down in Louisiana." Look, our numbers for tourism are back for regular tourism. It's up since pre-pandemic levels. We're doing really well there, but the business, the conventions, those sort of things, they're not up where they should be. So I want them to see that and go, "Oh man, look, you know what? My next convention we're going to go down. We're going to do New Orleans." Because it's going to be the most fun place and productive place for me to take my business to come have a great meeting. And so I'm going to be talking a lot about that and getting that word out. We got a lot of press conferences and things like that. So I wanted to be another economic driver. It's such a shot in the arm we're getting from having Super Bowl. Obviously, the economy it creates is amazing. The after effect is what we're really trying to go after to where it's long-term and sustaining.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Todd, for joining us, and we really appreciate you. And congratulations, King Todd.
I will see you out there. I can't wait.
Yes.
The host committee would like to thank our founding partners, Entergy and Chevron. Our sponsors. Each of these companies plays an integral role in the overall success of the New Orleans Super Bowl host committee. We couldn't do it without you.